your meeting with Lisa,
Any
and
questions?
I will see you after. Oh, did you have a question before we jump in?
No, I'm just gonna write down my questions for Anna and everyone, Sarah, everyone here.
Great, absolutely.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Here comes Lisa, and I will see you after.
Okay. Hi, Lisa.
Kate, Katie, hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, it's been a challenging week, but it's already it's only Tuesday and it's already been a little bit challenging, but I'm sure it'll all work out fine.
Yeah. What's been challenging this week?
Oh, there's just been I've had a little bit of a communication with Teo. He really dropped the ball. I had to pick it up, make us look good, and I had to deliver some direct feedback to him about that.
Oh, thank you for doing that. I'm so glad that you were able to do that. What balls did he drop?
Well, we're working on this high stakes project with McManus. McManus requested something from us last minute, and I reached out to Teo, and there was no response. I didn't hear anything from him all day, and I ended up having to do it myself. So, like I said, I definitely had some feelings about that, and I let him know.
Yeah, as one would. How thank you for doing picking up the slack there. How did you go about letting him know how that made you feel?
Well, I went into the break room where he was boasting about how great this project's been going. Like I said, I gave him some direct feedback about his just how unprofessional he was acting, and then I left.
That's sounds great to me. I'm glad that you were able to communicate with him. That I think,
yes, it was important
able
to me to communicate with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you open to hearing any feedback back?
What do you mean?
Were you open to hearing any feedback on your work back from Teo or anything like that? Was it was it a conversation or was it more of a one-sided conversation?
Well, like I said, I told him how unprofessional he was being, and then I left. I haven't talked to him since.
Okay.
Honestly, he's not really talking to me right now.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes that can happen if conversations get a little one-sided, and I think sometimes it's a little bit easier to have open communication when both sides can be heard. I understand that Teo had to deal with some personal things this week, and so I was wondering if he was able to communicate any of that with you.
No, he didn't.
Oh, well, that might be an interesting thing to hear about. As a leader on the team, I think it's really important that you're able to give feedback to other team members. But I think it's also, as a leader as well, I also have to hear that feedback from team members as well. So I think it might be interesting for you to try and open up a conversation with Teo, and I'd be happy to help facilitate that, to hear, kind of both sides, and be able to take feedback as well. I know that sometimes this can be really frustrating. It can be really, really frustrating to have to pick up the slack for other people.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't been communicating very well for a couple months now.
Yeah. And was there something that changed? Because weren't you guys communicating pretty well beforehand? Like 6 months ago?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think we both got a little busy and we just haven't been communicating as regularly or having as many regular on the calendar meetings. I don't know. It's something that's been frustrating. Is me, I'm very direct, and Teo
Yes.
isn't, and sometimes he won't respond to me unless I'm smiling and making small talk, and it feels unfair to me. I mean, I don't see him asking any of the guys on the team to communicate that way.
Interesting. I feel like potentially, since you guys haven't been communicating for a little while, you might not know if he is asking other guys to communicate asking the guys to communicate differently, just because you guys haven't had a chance to that much. I'm curious, have you asked anyone else, other than, this conversation right here, for any help or any feedback on your communication recently? Thank
All
God.
right.
Whew!
Katie.
That was so stressful. I'm sweating.
Welcome back. Hey, I know that time is a little limited, but do you want to go through a quick reflection of that experience?
I would love to go through a quick reflection.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, tell me, I know you mentioned you're feeling a little sweaty, you're feeling a little, some of those feelings are bubbling up, and I totally get that. Let's talk a little bit about the conversation itself. What do you think you did that went well in this conversation?
I was able to push through, which was interesting because I feel like a lot of times in role plays, like I get like giggly or whatnot. So I felt like it was interesting to like actually push through. I feel like I tried to ask open-ended questions. I tried to like be cool, calm, and collected. I could sense that Lisa was like getting agitated. And so I just tried to be like calm. I don't know. I really don't know. I've never done something like this. So
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad to hear, like you said, that you felt like you kind of weren't going into that giggly phase, that you felt like you were able to really talk to Lisa, right?
yeah.
And have this conversation. And I did notice, that there was some feelings that she was having, and you were able to stay calm, and like you said, just ask those open-ended questions. Tell me
Mm-hmm.
more about that. Uh
Mm-hmm.
even, how you even asked at one point, like, how do you think Teo is feeling right now? Or were you able to check in with Teo about that? Which is a great way it seemed to be an effective way to get Lisa to maybe see how her actions are affecting those around her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what would you like to improve on if you had a chance to do this conversation again?
I feel like I wasn't able to like get the concrete steps. So like if we were just like in fluff land, like I wasn't able to like pivot it into like, okay, what are you gonna do about this? So that's it. So I think like maybe figuring out how to do that.
Great. Yeah, I think a lot of different organizations, they provide those tools to their
Mm-hmm.
learners, to
Mm-hmm.
participants who go through these trainings, and allow their folks an opportunity to practice those. So like you said, not having those in the moment, it's hard
Mm-hmm.
to know kind of what to lean on in a
Mm-hmm.
conversation like this. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Katie, thank you so much for participating in a demo of immersion. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you. Have a good
Bye
one.
now.
Bye. Whoa.